Welcome to GabTalks, where we provide tools, tips, and techniques to help your life and business be easier, better, and faster. Hello, everybody. How are you? I am Gabriella, and this is GabTalks Success Tips from Experts. Welcome to our next episode. Today, I have the distinct honor and pleasure of interviewing Talia Dashow. Hey, Talia, how are you today?
I'm great, Gab. Thanks so much for having me on.
Absolutely. I'm excited to interview you. You and I've had several conversations, and I love what you do and what you teach and what you bring to the table. So I think our audience is going to love hearing from you today. Will you please share with them about your expertise?
Yes, thanks. I have sort of a two-pronged expertise. I help people stop procrastinating with my coaching programs. And I also run Creativity Club. I help people become more creative and exercise that creativity muscle.
Two things that I think a lot of us absolutely need for sure. So, will you please share with our audience about your history and backstory that you developed the expertise that got you to where you are today?
Absolutely. I have always been a procrastinator. I remember when I was in college, I would only clean my apartment when there was something worse to do. So when finals came around, and I had to study for finals, I would finally clean my apartment. This was not sustainable. I paid a lot of money in late fees. I had to figure out how to not procrastinate so much. And I read a lot of books that didn't help me very much. I would get advice like, if you have a big project, break it down into smaller steps, which is not bad advice. But then I had a list of smaller steps to do that I wasn't getting started on.
Right.
I just had a longer to-do list. Or I would get advice like, just do it. Just get started. Anybody can just get started. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? How broken must I be if I can't get started?
Mm,
So it took me a long time to realize that there was some inner work that needed to be done, and
right.
that there was emotional underpinnings to all of the procrastination issues. And I started seeing how it fell into the sort of the general umbrellas of perfectionism, resistance, and overwhelm, and the different types of emotional pieces from there. So all the things that I coach people on, all the tools that I have are things that I use now when I start seeing myself start to procrastinate. And these things are definitely life tested.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is a big thing that a lot of entrepreneurs face. We wind up getting into overwhelm, and it's easier to procrastinate than to do. And we have a tendency to do the easy things first, don't we? Yeah,
And sometimes that's good because it gets you moving. And sometimes it's not what we should be doing.
right. Exactly. Sometimes we really have to just do the harder things. So figuring out the tools to get us past whatever is causing us to procrastinate is really, really crucial. So
Yeah.
let me ask you, we talked before the interview, and I always ask about people's influence because I think the influence is really critical to having us get to our expertise. Something in our backstory, something in our history typically will be that trigger to move us forward and actually get to becoming an expert. So you mentioned a quote that was really influential on you and moving the needle for yourself. Will you share that with our audience, please?
Absolutely. The quote is, "A ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are for." And this means a lot to me because so often what keeps me stuck and keeps a lot of my clients stuck is fear of what might happen if they go out and try to do a thing. And we're all ships built to go out and do a thing. We're all built to go sail across the ocean and explore and find our path. But a lot of us stay in harbor because we're scared of what might happen if we go out there. So it's acknowledging, yeah, it's safe in harbor. It's absolutely safe, but you don't get anywhere. That's not
But
what we're built for. What we're built for is to go out and explore.
and weather the storms.
Weather the storms. And
Yeah.
that'll make us stronger, actually.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Wow. That is really inspiring. I definitely think that when I look back and I think about before I started as an entrepreneur, many of the things I did in my life because other people told me to were the safe choices. And when I decided to be an entrepreneur and start my own business, I still went with safe choices. It was only a couple of years ago that I really pushed through a bunch of fears to really open up what I was doing. So that is very inspiring to me as well.
Oh,
So yeah, thank you. Hello, hello, awesome listener. Thank you so much for joining us today at GabTalks Success Tips from Experts. We're going to take a short break and say thank you to our sponsors. It is through the generous support of these sponsors that we are able to bring to you these amazing experts that are sharing their best tips for your success. So please listen to what our sponsors have to say, and hopefully they're going to inspire you that you're going to click their links and go support them.
Introducing Boost by GoV, a high-end, first-in-class fuel catalyst tablet that is taking the world by storm. How would you like to save money on gas and go further on every single tank? The new MPG is here. Get more miles per gallon, boost power and performance, and reduce emissions and exhaust. What would you say if you could pay less and make fewer trips to the gas pump? It's time to wake up and get on the move. What are you waiting for? Get more out of life and join the GoV experience today. Scan the QR code or check the show notes for more information.
This is Tony Stark Polici, copywriter, marketing consultant, and author. And I have a question for you. If you could take $20 and turn it into 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 or 100,000, would you do it? Well, you can. And it's not through gambling. It's not investing in the stock market. It's by buying this book. That's right, my book. This was voted number 9 out of the top 100 best copywriting books ever written. And I wrote it for you, for business owners, to help you write better emails, better sales copy, better advertisement, to communicate better in all of your marketing and business communications. This book will change your business and your life. Try it. You're going to love it.
All right. So, we look at our journey and sometimes we look back and we're like, gosh, I wish I'd known this or done that, or had somebody tell me something when I was younger, just starting out. So if you were able to go back and talk to that younger self, or, we have a number of our audience members are younger and just starting out, or they're changing careers and starting over, what's one piece of advice that you would share?
The thing that had helped me the most in figuring out how to get to where I am now was a course I took with some people who told me that everybody already does something that is as natural as breathing to us. And nobody else does it in the same way that you do it. You have your own gifts that nobody else is going to do the same way. And a lot of us don't value these gifts because we feel like we have to work hard at something for it to be valuable. But in fact, what we do as naturally as breathing is our gift and is what we can bring to the world. So figuring that out can help a lot in terms of figuring out how you want to be in the world and what you want to do in the world. It turned out for me, when I went through this course, that creativity, play, and community building are all kind of part of how I'm made. And I just bring it to everything I do automatically.
Right.
So it makes a lot of sense that I started Creativity Club because this is just like, I do this because it's me. And so finding ways to bring that you-ness into the world is the best advice I can give.
Wow, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. I am really delighted with this interview and how it's going because I feel the same way. I think it was a few years ago when someone made a comment to me about my natural gift, and it was like a light bulb moment for me that had me step into really bringing that forward. So that's probably some of the best advice that I have heard given at this point. So thank you. So I know you have a ton of really great tools and tips that you teach people to get them towards success. Will you share with our audience some of your very best tips that they can actually go out and take action on right now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So my favorite tip involves those gremlin voices in our heads that we have that tell us that we're no good, we can't do it, we're afraid, don't even bother trying. I like to name that gremlin. My gremlin is mine is called Cruella de Vil. I have heard people use Mephistopheles, Judgy McJudgy Face, the name of somebody's middle school bully. Different people have different names for this gremlin voice. But naming it can really help distinguish whether it's the gremlin voice or the guidance voice that's speaking to you. Here's a hint. The guidance voice is never going to be mean. The gremlin voice is almost always mean. So that way, just knowing that, okay, this is the gremlin speaking. This is Cruella de Vil talking to me right now. Maybe this isn't something I have to pay attention to right in this moment. The other tip around this is that actually our gremlins are there to keep us safe. They're trying to protect us from something. So finding out what it is that they're trying to protect us from can give you a lot of information. I had a course that I was developing, and I was running it through with some friends just to test it. And a few of the sessions went really well. And then I had a session I felt like I bombed. I felt like it was horrible. I had that twisting feeling in my stomach and was like, oh my God, that went terribly. I'm just going to quit being a coach and never run a class ever, right? Because that's how we do it. We go to the extreme of,
Right.
I feel bad, therefore I'm quitting. But instead I was like, I teach this. I know what to do. So I sat down and I talked to my gremlins. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, you'd ask terrible questions. Well, what should I have asked? Oh, you should have asked this and this and this and this. Now I have a list of questions to ask next time I run through it. Like I knew it, but it took this conversation with my gremlin to pull out what I knew. And now I have it written down so that I can access it. And the gremlins love being heard and acknowledged and appreciated. They get really loud when we ignore them. But if we listen to them and appreciate their guidance, they're like, when I was done with that conversation, she was like, okay, I'm going to go off and play now. Bye. And that was it. That was it. So it can be really powerful to name your gremlin, talk to your gremlin, find out what it is it's protecting you from. And then just appreciate the work that it's doing for you.
Wow, that is so powerful. That is so powerful. I could literally hear them in my head right now. And I was like trying to give them a name right this second. And I ran through like 9 different names. I haven't named them yet, but that is an amazing, powerful tool that I am going to go work on implementing today and incorporate into my toolbox. So that is something that our audience can literally take action on
immediately
right now.
You don't have to come up with a perfect name right away. You can have something that's placeholder until you come up with something that's really good. So you don't have to put off this process until you make it perfect. Just get started.
Right. And I like that you said that, because so very often, again, with the procrastination, we might say, well, I got to get it. But if we just put a placeholder in there, the right name will come to us, and and that placeholder could become the right name. But if it's not, that's okay too, as long as you just get started with this kind of a tool in your toolbox. On each episode of GabTalks Success Tips from Experts, we like to highlight a hero sponsor who is a business that chooses to highlight a do-good organization in their own community that is bettering the world. Today's hero sponsor is...
Hello world, this is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer and I am also a consultant from Z World Webs. Today I want to highlight the Unity Foundation. The Unity Foundation is a nonprofit organization with a 46-year history of promoting peace, cooperation, and of course, unity throughout the world. For the past 22 years, the Unity Foundation's main focus has been using their media platforms to help humanitarians working for peace, make this world a better place, and promote the United Nations since 1984. To learn more about the Unity Foundation, please visit their website at www.unityfoundation.world. The link can be found in the show notes. So with that being said, my name is Z from Z World Webs, and let's develop a website Z World is waiting for.
So, Talia, that was awesome. I absolutely love the tip that you shared with our audience. Will you please share with our audience how they can get a hold of you and find you and learn from you directly these and more powerful tools that they themselves can add to their toolbox?
Absolutely. My website is subscribepage.com/Talia. And I'm also on Facebook as Talia Dashow Coaching. And I'm also on LinkedIn as Talia Dashow.
Awesome. And you guys, the links will be down below in the show notes and in the description. So make sure that you click on those and reach out to Talia. Now, I do know as well that you mentioned that you have 2 really awesome offers for our audience. And those links will also be down below in the show notes. So will you please share with our audience about those offers?
Absolutely. If you go to my website, the subscribepage.com/Talia, you can find a checklist to help you go from listening to your inner gremlin to listening to your inner guidance. And you can also, I would love to have you download that and use that as a tool. I also have a link there on my website to my creativity club. And the creativity club meets every Thursday afternoon. It is free for the moment, although it may become a subscription soon. But always your first visit will be free. You're welcome to check it out. It's a chance to just play creativity games, exercise your creativity muscle. You can try to taking creative risks in a safe space where you absolutely cannot do it wrong. So I would love to have you come join us there.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Thursday afternoon. I know you're in the Pacific time zone. Will you share what time in the Pacific time zone on Thursday afternoons?
Yes, it's Thursday from 4 to 5 Pacific.
Awesome.
7 to 8 on the East Coast.
Fantastic. So you guys check out the show notes, check out the description, click the links, reach out to Talia. I can tell you from having had several conversations with her that she really knows her stuff and will really help you get past the procrastination, get into your creativity, and figure out how to use your gremlins instead of your gremlins using you. So make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Make sure that you click the reminder so you get notified when the next episode is publishing, and we will see you soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We hope you got value today. We want to give a huge shout out of gratitude to our contributors. Please make sure you click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click the bell up above to get reminders when we add new content.